always try to have that conversation between what's happening in the physical world and what's happening here in the
your life, Luisa.
so that we can really give the collectors, the users of the platform, a very simple, intuitive user experience.
Anyone can go to the site, tap a certain button, and this immersive AR installation will appear.
We thought of Aorist as a
You can speak now.
climate-forward NFT marketplace with the ecosystem of a real institution.
So people can go and experience the NFTs in a way that really elevate the experience of the NFT space.
So here in Miami, we're launching
we're
Aorist
fixing.
with a very beautiful benefit option, an incredible bundle of extraordinary.
Thank you. Are you still playing the video?
Pause now. You can go.
But I'd like to play it, the whole thing. Like if you could play the whole video, that would be great.
Okay, playing it.
We always try to have that conversation between what's happening in the physical world and what's happening here in this digital domain, so that we can really give the collectors, the users of the platform, a very simple, intuitive user experience.
Anyone can go to the site, tap a certain button, and this immersive AR installation will appear.
We thought of Aorist as a climate-forward NFT marketplace with the ecosystem of a real institution.
So people can go and experience the NFTs in a way that really elevate the experience of the NFT space.
So here in Miami, we're launching Aorist with a very beautiful benefit option, an incredible bundle of extraordinary talent and exhibitions.
We are in a digital world, and if you think about it, NFTs are a way to deliver digital art.
I'm very excited to be in Miami. It's my very first public art project.
This is a truly historic moment. Machine Hallucinations sells for $851,000.
Aorist is more like a platform of digital art. It's more like an institution. That's very huge difference from what we are used to in the digital world.
Digital art is becoming mainstream because the digital world is becoming mainstream. Art, AI, AR work together for something new.
We're always pushing the limits and give artists the tools to help us show a beautiful way forward.
Okay, first video played, so you can go.
Thank you. Thank you, Magda and Contemporary Istanbul, for having me. I'm excited for this event and my keynote presentation at Contemporary Istanbul, also because I lived in Istanbul for 1 year in 2015 and miss it very much. I'm now speaking to you from Cuba, hoping the internet connection will let me do so until the end of this keynote. What you just saw is a video from the launch of Aorist, a next-generation cultural institution that not only, as you have seen, has a cross-disciplinary program of commissions, exhibitions, and collaborations, but also supports a climate-forward NFT marketplace for artists creating at the edge of art and technology. In this keynote speech, I'm going to explain to you why our institution is climate-forward and how the future of NFTs and the blockchain, or better yet, their present, can be green. On the one hand, we collaborate with Climate Trade, which aims to help companies achieve carbon neutrality by providing innovative emissions offsetting services and connecting them to a number of verified environmental projects. On the other hand, we collaborate directly with environmental projects. In fact, in Miami last year, we rolled out a collaboration with the Reef Line, to whom we donated part of the proceedings from our program's auction. Kindly, Marina, play for me the second video.
Yeah, putting it on.
The Reef Line is using the power
Yeah,
of
it's on.
art to bring people together to solve the climate emergency we're living in right now.
We can't wait for reefs to die to wonder where our fish are going to go. Coral reefs are like the cities of the ocean. They're thriving ecosystems that support biodiversity, and it's critical to make structure that mimics natural reefs to go beyond restoration and actually regenerate our ecosystems.
The Reef Line is a series of underwater sculptures that are artificial reefs and perform as marine sanctuaries. I've always seen arts and culture as the allies of any interesting human movement. So the origin of the Reef Line is science, but we're using art to tell a more compelling story.
Miami Beach in South Florida is totally man-made, dredged land. We stopped a lot of the watersheds. We smothered a lot of the reefs. So I think it's really important to build back and to allow nature to have a structure that it can thrive on.
The great thing about this project is we're collaborating with a lot of different scientists and experts in oceanography, coastal engineering, as well as ecology and biology to really contribute to a more scientifically sound site.
It's really hard to get an artificial reef permitted. And so we've been working with the Reef Line to design project-specific criteria, not only to meet these regulations, but to go above and beyond so that we are enhancing the aquatic environment and not impacting it.
I grew up going to South Beach, south of 5th. In my early 20s, they deployed a concrete tiki bar that's called the Jose Cuervo Reef. And over the years, I've seen them become marine habitats and propagate lots of corals naturally. So it's kind of a proof of concept and an inspiration for what the Reef Line can be.
We have the tools in our hands to make the changes. It's just that we are not making them at the pace we need, and people are not engaged.
The ocean's out of sight, out of mind for many people, and we need to change that narrative and make it personal. And art has the ability to do that.
Einstein said it, like before being a scientist, you have to be an artist. So using the tech of science with the creativity of art, I think it's a pretty unbeatable formula. I don't believe there's any greater purpose than serving nature. It's a blessing to actually be able to be working in a project like this with so many amazing people.
This is a place so dear to my heart, and really it's the canary in the coal mine of climate change, and I would like to be part of the solution of how Miami Beach can stay here a bit longer, because I love it.
Thank you. So in this video, you just saw how we collaborate with the Reef Line in Miami. Yet, along with our collaboration with Climate Trade and projects such as the Reef Line, what is really worth noting is that our NFT marketplace is based on Algorand, the world's most decentralized, scalable, and secure blockchain. But why and how can a blockchain be green? I take the opportunity in this keynote to briefly explain to the audience an important difference in the blockchain's world, which is the difference between proof of work and proof of stake. We know that some blockchains use a lot of electricity to secure their networks. That's because they use proof of work algorithm. The idea of proof of work was first introduced in 1993 to combat spam emails. However, the technique went largely unused until Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin in 2009. He or she or they realized that this mechanism could be used to reach consensus between many nodes on a network. and to secure the Bitcoin blockchain. However, the proof of work algorithm works by having all nodes in the blockchain solve a cryptographic puzzle. This puzzle is solved by miners, and the first one who solves it gets a reward. This led, of course, to a situation where people are building larger and larger mining farms, which use a lot of electricity. In 2011, a new technique was invented, proof of stake. The basic idea is that letting everyone compete with mining is just wasteful. So instead, proof of stake uses an election process in which only one node is elected to validate the next block on the blockchain. Therefore, it doesn't have miners, but validators who don't mine new blocks, but they mint them or forge them. It's called proof of stake because to validate a block, every node must deposit a certain amount of coins into the network as a sort of stake, as a sort of security deposit. This is why validators are not fraudulent, their activity is not fraudulent, because if it were fraudulent, they would lose this stake. Algorand, the blockchain on which Aorist platform is based, not only is a proof of stake blockchain, consuming less than a proof of work blockchain such as Ethereum, but it is also carbon negative, which means that it offsets more than the carbon emissions that it produces. Now that we shed light on this important difference in the blockchain's world, I'd like to circle back to the fact that Aorist collaborates with Climate Trade, which has companies offset, but we actually have nothing to offset because, thanks to Algorand, we already are carbon negative. That's why Aorist is not only green, but it's also climate forward. Aorist's second big presentation after Miami Art Week in 2021, or launch that you just saw in the first video, was in Venice on the occasion of the Venice Biennale preview days, which were last April. In Venice, we featured three projects, one by Jonas Lund, one by Rafael Rosendal, and one by Drift. Works by these projects are currently being released on our platform, and you may see them and collect them on aorist.art. Thank you very much for your attention. I'd like to end my keynote with 2 videos in a sequence on our projects in Venice. Thank you again, Magda and Istanbul Contemporary, for your invitation and for playing Aorist videos.
Thank you, playing the videos.
Thanks.
Aorist is an artist-led institution where we try to give all the tools and the resources for artists to really push the boundaries.
We're in Venice today presenting an exhibition that's called Codex. Codex has 3 parts. Jonas Lund with his incredible regenerative artwork, which is called MVP, the most valuable painting. Also Rafael Rosenthal, who's an artist that we really admire post-internet, probably one of the most pioneering digital artists of his generation. And then the incredible duo Drift. We partner with TVA21 and the Ocean Space to create what we believe is a groundbreaking experience.
Yet we always try to have that conversation between the physical and the digital for the audience to come and be able to experience the digital domain in a sophisticated and engaging way.
We like to think ourselves as an impact-driven, next-generation cultural institution.
Aorist was born to solve 3 main issues with the ecosystem. The user experience, the quality and curation control, the environmental concerns with the ecosystem. In particular, we partner with Algorand, not only because it's a very efficient blockchain, but because they share the same vision and mission that we do, leading the environmental front in the blockchain space.
What's unique about Aorist is the approach that we have, focusing on artists that are really creating breakthrough projects, historical projects, and then really supporting them throughout all their career.
Collect somehow questions the invisible systems that govern our lives, those algorithms that are embedded in nature and that they're somehow invisible to our eyes.
Contemporary art, by definition, is what has never been done before. And in that exercise, using technology and blockchain and all sorts of new medium for artists is an incredible opportunity to create new experience.
Thank you very much. We have seen the videos.
Thank you, Marina.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.